Pishachini, envisioned as a deeply unsettling, psychologically rich horror film that blends Indian folklore with modern emotional trauma. Designed as a serious, performance-driven horror experience, the film places Kajol Devgan at the center of a haunting narrative where fear is not just supernatural, but deeply human. Core concept. The word Pishachini originates from ancient Indian mythology, referring to a female spirit born of betrayal, injustice, or unnatural death. Unlike typical jump scare horror, Pishachini is imagined as a slow-burning, atmospheric film where dread builds through silence, memory, and emotional conflict. Story overview. Kajol Devgan plays Anvita Malhotra, a clinical psychologist who relocates with her teenage daughter to a remote hill town after the mysterious death of her husband. Anvita is rational, emotionally guarded, and grounded in science, someone who doesn't believe in ghosts, spirits, or superstition. She takes up a temporary assignment at an abandoned colonial-era women's rehabilitation home, now being reopened for psychological research. Locals warn her about the place, whispering stories of a Pishachini who punishes those who hide the truth. Anvita dismisses these tales as rural folklore until unexplained events begin to surface. Strange sounds echo at night. Mirrors reflect things that aren't there. Her daughter begins speaking in a voice that isn't her own. Most disturbingly, Anvita starts reliving memories she never experienced, visions of another woman's pain, betrayal, and violent death. The horror layer. The horror in Pishachini is rooted in possession through memory. The spirit does not attack randomly, it chooses women who suppress truth, guilt, or unresolved trauma. As Anvita investigates the past of the rehabilitation home, she uncovers a horrifying secret. Decades ago, a woman was falsely accused, abused, and killed by those meant to protect her. That woman became the Pishachini. Rather than a typical villain, the spirit is portrayed as tragic, terrifying, and emotionally complex. Her presence grows stronger as Anvita's own hidden past begins to unravel, revealing that her husband's death may not have been as accidental as she believed. Kajol's character arc. Kajol's role is designed as a powerhouse performance, moving from strength and control to vulnerability and terror. As Anvita, she must confront not only a supernatural force, but her own moral failures. The film explores themes of denial, guilt, motherhood, and the price of silence. In the climax, Anvita realizes the only way to stop the Pishachini is not through rituals or violence, but through truth and confession, publicly exposing the crime and acknowledging her own buried sins. Tone and treatment. Psychological horror over gore. Minimal background score, heavy use of silence. Shadow-based visuals, distorted reflections. Rural folklore blended with modern psychology. The film avoids overused horror cliches and instead focuses on emotional fear, making the audience question what is real and what is guilt-induced hallucination. Production vision. Ajay Devgan Films. Backed by Ajay Devgan Films, Pishachini is imagined as a high-quality, content-driven Bollywood horror film, similar in seriousness to international psychological thrillers, but deeply rooted in Indian culture. Strong writing, practical effects, and performance-driven storytelling are prioritized over spectacle. Final thought. Pishachini is not just a horror movie, it is a dark reflection of suppressed truth and forgotten injustice. With Kajol Devgan in a commanding, layered role, the film has the potential to redefine Bollywood horror as intelligent, emotional, and deeply disturbing.